Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at installing TrueNAS. What is TrueNAS? Well, TrueNAS is a network attached storage that is absolutely free that you could load on any piece of hardware, whether it is a actual server or maybe an old PC that you have lying around. We're going to teach you how to do it. The reality of it is you discovered this video because you had asked yourself that you wanted to do something in your computing world with something that you had that you wanted to either store or needed to serve up or something. So you asked yourself, how can I do that? And through the course of reading or whatever, you discovered TrueNAS, and that's why you're here. Let's go over some of the things that TrueNAS can do. You could do web page serving through an Nginx web server or a multitude of other different servers. What about media serving? You can do that through either Plex or Jellyfin, which is naturally there and easy to install, set up. What about virtualization? You could do virtualization as well. It's built right into it. It's easy to set up, and you could have a ton of different virtual OSs on there for you to use. There's also just using it as a regular network attached storage device. So you can have a buttload of storage space right there waiting for you to use. No problems. TrueNAS can meet and fit the bill for you on many different things. There's no question about it. So we're going to teach you how to install it, and then from there you can make whatever choices you want to suit your needs. You definitely know that TrueNAS fits the bill for what you need, and you are like ready to download and install it because that's the first step that you have to take. Well, you go to TrueNAS.com. I will have the link in the description down below, and you simply click on this Get TrueNAS green button over here. That's the only bright green thing sticking out. You go right here to click Download TrueNAS Scale. That's the one we're going to look at. Now, they do have other variants, which are the Core. They have the Enterprise, and then they have the Editions. I am not looking or looked at either one of those. I'm just looking at the Scale Edition. Scale is based off of Debian, so there is stability there to be had. And it's also one that is most recommended. Now, you can learn a little bit more about TrueNAS by clicking this link. Also, I would suggest looking at this introduction to TrueNAS Scale so you can get a little bit better overview as described by the people who created it. And it could help you make better informed decisions as to exactly the parameters at which you want to set your TrueNAS Scale up to. So then you could also verify right here all the system requirements that are required of TrueNAS Scale, so that way you know that the device that you're going to set it up on will actually meet the needs of which TrueNAS needs. To download it, what you want to do is you want to navigate to the very bottom of the page, and then you want to click on No Thank You, I've already signed up, and it's going to take you to the actual download page. And so here you will see, once again, the same information we looked at before, but you'll have this download button for stable. And then you've got legacy. If you see, it's based off of 2404.1.1, and then the other one is 2310.2. You can download either one of these and it'll be just as fine. I am looking at the download stable. So I would click on there, and then it's going to create your download folder to start, your download to start, and you simply click save. I'm not going to do that because I've already done that. So now that we've successfully gone to the web page and downloaded our ISO of TrueNAS Scale, we now have to burn it to a USB drive. Burn it, load it, whatever you want to call it. We need to go and open up our ISO image writer. Then select the actual file and create and initiate the writing process to your USB drive. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we do that. So we're back to the desktop, and now we're going to switch between workspaces, and we're going to go to workspace number 2, which has the actual download folder where we downloaded TrueNAS 2. It's right here. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to open with Disk Image Writer. So here we have the application, which is GNOME Disks. It has a image writer embedded into it, but you could use Banana Etcher. If you're on Windows, you could use Rufus. You could use OpenSUSE image writer. There's multiple different tools out there that you could use to write with. What you would do is typically you would select the destination drive. So say we click on this. This is, I don't have a actual USB listed on here, but you'll see a USB on here. I will do like this 1 terabyte and disk right here. Okay, and then now it's ready to start restoring. So now what you would do is you would want to click Start Restoring. And at this point in time, I'm not going to write to this disk because I have something written on that disk. And at this point, when you click Start Restoring, it's going to say, do you want to do this? Because if you do, it's going to erase what is ever on that disk. And so at that point in time, you would simply click yes. And then at that point, it would initiate the restoration process and actually write that image to your USB drive. And then that is how you use the disk writing image tool. I'm going to cancel this now. And we're going to go back to discussing the next step. Well, we've downloaded TrueNAS SCALE. We've written it to a USB drive to install. And so now comes the next natural step, which is to actually do the install. But say you haven't quite got your hardware yet, or you haven't really decided exactly which hardware you want to install it on. So might I suggest trying it in a virtualization machine, or Virt Manager, or VMware, or even VirtualBox, if you have either of those set up, or even GNOME boxes on your computer. Those are all different ways that you can try it in a virtual machine to see exactly how it's going to work, kind of get the flow, test it a little bit, whatever. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to do that on our equipment. So we're back at the desktop here, and then we're going to go to desktop number 1, and then we're going to, I happen to have Virtual Manager installed. What we're going to do is we're going to click this plus symbol here. We're going to add a new virtual machine. Then we're going to do an ISO or medium, so we're going to hit forward, and then we're going to actually browse for the ISO, which is going to either be in downloads. If you go here and do not find it, you can, which is, it's right here, but you can always hit this browse local right here, and then it opens up your file picker, and you could do it that way as well. But I'm just going to pick it because it's right here. I'm going to hit choose volume, and then right here we're going to type in just Debian because it will not find it, and you have to actually input it. And I'm going to pick Debian 12, and then I'm going to hit forward. So then I'm going to assign it some memory. What is the quality or the quantity of memory I should give it? I'm just going to throw at it. Let's go ahead and give it, we'll give it 10 gigs of RAM. 10 gigs of RAM. And then we're going to give it at least a quality of 6, not 26, but 6 CPU cores. And I'm going to hit forward. Then I'm going to give it a minimum of, go ahead and do, we can leave it at 20. 20 is a good size hard drive. And then we're going to change this here. We're going to change this to TrueNAS. Sorry, misspelled true. And then we're going to do customize configuration before install. We're going to hit finish. And then here is going to be very vital. Down here where it says BIOS for our firmware, we're going to select UEFI. And then we're going to hit apply. And then we're going to hit begin select installation. Once that does that, now we're going to actually fire up TrueNAS. And then this is where we start. And this is going to be amazingly so easy. You're going to see how easily it is to install it. It's just amazing how easy it is. So we're going to hit enter here. It's going to take a few seconds to do what it does. It's booting into its things. Okay, and so it finally booted into it, and then this is where we're at with the install upgrade. Now, this is an in-cursor style installer, so you have to be kind of familiar with using your tab button as well as your enter button. So we're going to hit install and upgrade. So we're going to hit enter right here. Then we're going to hit the space bar to select the 20 gigabytes that we've given it, and we're going to hit enter here. Then we're going to take and we're going to read this warning, of course. Do you want to proceed with the installation? Of course. We are going to hit yes. And then we're going to set up an administrative user. It says root user not recommended, and then configure via web UI. And we're not. We're going to just hit number 1. So we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to type in our password, which is going to be super strong and complicated. We're going to hit the next one, tab it again to go down to the next field. And we're going to hit tab again. And then we're going to hit OK now. And we're going to let it do its thing. And so when it's done, I will resume the video. It has completely finished. It's set up, it extracted all its stuff, set up authentication, did all the server setup for you, and all you now simply have to do is hit enter for OK. And then now you're back to this. So now you want to reboot your system, arrow down, hit enter for OK, and that's it. Now it's rebooting. And so you want to hit enter here, or let it go for its own, which you could let it, would have been a few more seconds, it would have went in. And now it's actually booting up the actual TrueNAS instant right here on your virtual machine. I will mention that when you first do the initial boot up of it the first time, it takes it a minute to propagate certain things that it needs to in there, and then eventually you get to this screen. So this is where you can access more administrative side things, but what I want to point out is the actual way to truly set it up is right here. You see these websites at the very top here where my mouse is. I can't move it too far, where it says the web user interface is at HTTP. That is, yeah, this will be gone, so you're not going to get to this on my website. This is a specific one that I've created for this, and then or this other one right here. That is where you want to go to actually experience TrueNAS and set up your actual NAS through web page. You want to do it through the actual dashboard. So what you're going to do is you want to open up your browser and do that. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to this web page by minimizing this. We're going to go to our second. And so here we are. This is where we log into our dashboard to set up our TrueNAS scale. So what you want to type in here is admin, and then the password that you gave it when you set it up. Remember the strong and complicated password? Well, we're going to type that in right now. And now we're going to log into our dashboard. And this is what the TrueNAS scale dashboard looks like. So if you look over here on the left, you have your actual like tabs. Where you get to your dashboard, of course, your storage, which we have none. Then we have your actual data sets. Then we have shares for like NFS shares, SMB shares, Unix NFS shares, whatever you want to do, you can set up here. Data protection right here as well. Also network, this is where you can set up network interfaces, you can set up static routes, you can do whatever you want. Also, if you want to look at credentials like local users, groups, backup credentials, certificates for if you're serving up a server on here, and then virtualization, as I stated before, it's embedded right here. This is where you can add virtual machines. And of course, I've got this apps profile here, which you want to click on this check available apps right here. These are all the different apps that you could download. Also, you can manage your catalog as well. You can install other ones. You can view all new and updated apps. Down at the bottom, you can right click on that and it shows you all the apps that are in their catalog. If you want to add another catalog to it, I believe you can. Not exactly sure how to do that yet. I haven't figured that out, but it may be something that you can do. So these are all different things that you could add onto here, like a TFTP server. There's lots of different tools in here that you could add onto. And then also you've got error reporting right here, or CPU reporting, I mean, where you can see your CPU temps and also your load averages and also active processes that are running in the background on this server. You could change between CPU, I'm sure, to disks for whatever disks you have installed. I only have the one right now, and I'll show you how to add more in a VM to it. Also memory, network, system, UPS, and also your file system. ZFS file system. So there is that. And then of course you have the last one is system settings, where you can do check for updates, general settings, which has you can change the theme. You can do all kinds of good stuff just by clicking on settings. And right here you can change all your themes and everything else. So there's that, and then also there's you can do advanced, and under advanced you have like system log, console, audit, even kernel, or you can configure the kernel, which is kind of cool. I've never played with that. Then you have for boot, you can do your different boot environments if you want to set up different boot environments. And then you have your services that you can start automatically if you want to set them up to start when the server boots up, so that way you can certainly have access to that right away if you ever do a system reboot. And then you have for shell, I think this is where you can just get in and do regular shell command stuff to set up things in the server. And then, like I said, I haven't played with everything yet because I'm just discovering it myself. Alert settings, where you can get things sent to you via email or whichever that you like. And then, of course, you could audit your own server. So there is that. I don't know how to do any audits or anything like that, but if you know this, well then, hey, more power to you. And this is completely set up for you to use. So that, my friends, is how easy it is to set up a TrueNAS scale NAS to be ready to install whatever it is that you want to install in there, whether it be a Jellyfin server, a web server. I don't know. I don't even know if you have an email server you can set up on there, but there's tons you can do with TrueNAS, and it's just that easy to set up. And installing things, which will be in the next video, like installing like a Nextcloud instance or even a Jellyfin server, is as easy as one click. And that's all I got to say about that. I will see you in the very next video. Y'all keep doing what you do. Stay blessed, stay safe, and above all, keep Linuxing.